God says, this is what I see.
A pastor in Orange County, California, covered his hands in dog poo for the Lord. So this is going to be Pastor Dan Burgoyne, and it is what it is. So I'm going to play this clip and then give you my thoughts and also show you some reactions to this online. So here is the clip.
So do you know what God equates as sin in the Bible? He equates poop, filth in the Bible. No, this is not a brownie. No, this is not Snickers bar. I own 2 bull mastiffs in my life. This is Great Dane. Do you know how God sees? Now listen, this is important. Psalm 141 verse 2. May my prayer be set before you like what? Like incense. May the lifting of my hands be like the evening sacrifices. Your sin, God says, has hidden my face from you so that I will not hear. So when you come in and you're saying, God, the gods of my life compete with who you are, but I'm declaring that I belong to you. God says, this is what I see. And what I see comes up like incense before me. And what's going on in your soul, I can see in ways nobody else can see. And so you know what you say? Oh, God, create in me a clean heart and renew in me a right spirit, and cast me not from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. And you got chunks coming off of your thumb, and God is saying, what do you want? Do you want me or do you want you? Do you want your ways or do you want my ways? Because you can't have what you're getting the way you think you want it unless you're going to make me the absolute priority of your life.
All right, there you go. He covered his hands in dog shit. All for the Lord. Now, my initial impression, I've watched this clip several times, unfortunately, but my initial impression was that he just wants to cover himself in dog shit and is looking for an excuse to do that. And that's kind of what this looks like to me. At the same time, he's also a pastor trying to, grow his audience. Of course, he puts all this stuff online. He has a YouTube channel, so he's attempting there to try and grow an audience by doing something, outlandish. And maybe it'll work. I don't know. But, the reason I watched this clip several times is because I was trying to look for the point that he was trying to make. So I grew up going to church, up until I was maybe 17. I'm not Catholic or religious at all anymore, but when I was going to church, you're able to understand usually what the priest or pastor is trying to say, the point they're trying to make from the Bible verse they're reading, and then they expand on it. Here, I had to watch this 4 or 5 times to actually figure out what he was trying to say. So I finally got it down to a quote here. So he says, right before he puts his hand in the dog shit, he says, quote, "So when you're saying the gods of my life compete with who you are, but I'm declaring that I belong to you, God says, this is what I see," and then he puts his hand in the poo. He's basically here saying, this is a very messy way of saying that God is number one, don't put anyone else, above him or on the same level as him. But he did it in this very convoluted way. Even if you want to put your hands in dog shit, at least explain your point a little better, because it really was just completely messy in various ways. So that was the point I think he was trying to make. But here, he even massaged his hands into the poo. It really, the guy must have done this before. That's what it looked like to me. Now, let me get to some reactions online. First, I want to give credit here to Christian Nightmares, aptly named, that found this clip. But here's some reactions to this. So Mike G here saying, "All I ask is to not put him in charge of communion." David here says, "So he can't get free healthcare, but these people don't have to pay taxes." Great point. Rick here says, "I have to say that if I believed in Satan, I would be thinking that he has total control over a lot of pastors. Honestly, though, they are just all whack jobs these days." First of all, I just got to mention here, a little slip up here, gas instead of saying has. But yeah, like if you watch if you're someone who believes in Satan, and you watch this guy going, I mean, there's no better way to try and convince people of something than to go up there acting all crazy and throw your hands in some poop for the Lord and claim that that's you're being a good Christian. I just don't. I don't really understand the point there. But last one, Ben Dixon with the ultimate point, quote unquote, holy shit has a whole new meaning. So there you go. This is, I guess, what the religious people are up to these days. Now, look, I have nothing. If you're religious, that's fine. But this kind of stuff is just a little out there. That said, I understand it. He has to find his audience. That's what he's trying to do. Okay. Just don't expect to get the highest quality of audience if they're drawn to you because you stuck your hands in dog shit.